Hi there team, this is a short video about result clauses for Greek GCSE. So what actually is a result clause? Well, a result clause is going to explain the result or the outcome of an action. For example, the wolf was so terrible that it destroyed the sheep. The result of the wolf being so terrible was that it destroyed the sheep. So how does it work in Greek? Well, a result clause can be quite easily recognised in Greek by a signpost word, which is usually going to be huto or hutos. Although we're going to see other ones a little bit later on, followed by hoster. The presence of hoster is a guarantee that you've got a result clause in Greek, so it's nice and easy to spot. So if a definite result is being stated, then the verb in the result clause is going to be in the indicative. So if we have a look at an example, ho lukos huto denos en hoster ta probata diatheren. So the wolf was so terrible that it destroyed the sheep. So we can see there, huto is our signpost word, hoster is showing us is guaranteeing us the fact that we've got a result clause, and then we've got diatheren at the end there, which is indicative. So the most common signpost words are, we've already met huto or hutos, depending on whether the next verb is beginning with a consonant or a vowel, which is going to mean so, usually appearing with an adjective or an adverb. So the boy was so short that, or he ran so quickly that. But we will see it also being used not with an adjective or adverb later. We've also got toiutos, toiate, toiuto, which is going to decline generally like a regular 2-1-2 adjective like sophos, which is going to mean such or of such a sort. And then tosutos, tosaute, tosuto, which is going to mean so great or so big in the singular, but in the plural so many. So its Latin equivalent in the singular is tantus, so great, and tot in the plural, so many. So huto on its own is going to mean in such a way. So it's not always, as we said, going to appear with an adjective or an adverb. So it could be ta probata huto diaphare hoster hoi paides egalasan. So the sheep were destroyed in such a way that the boys laughed. So here we've got huto not with an adjective or an adverb, but meaning in such a way. We still have hoster and we still have our indicative verb egalasan. So a negative result clause is going to use u, as we might expect. So ersan tosutoi polemioi hoster hoi sumakoi makestai uk ebulonto. So there were so many enemies that the allies did not want to fight. So we've still got here our signpost word tosutoi, so many, hoster, that, or with the result that, and then here we've got our indicative verb, but here with uk. So sometimes hoster will start a new sentence, or even come after a colon, even though there has been no signpost word before it. But because we've got hoster, we know it's a result clause. So maybe here we want to translate it as a result. So for example, ho rhetor moros estin, full stop, hoster pantes apesen. So the speaker is stupid. As a result, everyone is absent. Now, sometimes result clauses can be followed by a verb in the infinitive. This is going to be the case if the result is only a likely or expected outcome rather than a definite one. Although actually we can sometimes have the infinitive instead of the indicative, even if the result does actually occur. Okay, but the idea is that generally an infinitive is describing a likely or expected result. So in the infinitive version, as perhaps we might expect with the clauses that use the infinitive, any new subject that's introduced is going to appear in the accusative. So a lot like indirect statement that uses accusative plus infinitive. So, her hodos huto calaper estin, hoster polus apothnesgein. So here the road is dangerous enough for many men to die, or the road is so dangerous that many men are dying. So here we can see that English is perhaps not quite so clear-cut about whether it's an expected or likely outcome, and that actually sometimes we want to translate it as though it is a genuine outcome. The road is so dangerous that many men are dying. Context should help to differentiate whether an accusative that appears in the second half of a result clause is actually the subject or the object of the infinitive. Sometimes there might be a bit of confusion, but context, as we said, should help. So we'll have a look at two examples. So we've got ho ane huto kakos estin hoster pantas apoktenen. So here we can see pantas is the object of apoktenen. So the man is evil enough to kill everyone. Ho ane huto kakos estin hoster pantas phobestai. So here it's the man is so evil that everyone is afraid. Okay, so here pantas, although it's accusative, is the subject of our infinitive of phobestai. A negative result clause that uses an infinitive is going to use me rather than u. So an example, hoi ornithes hutos hieroi ersan hoster me kurthernai. The birds were holy enough not to be destroyed, or the birds were so holy that they were not destroyed. So the result clauses in Greek are relatively straightforward, okay? We need to think about our signpost word and what it's going to mean. We're going to have hoster. Hoster, we said, is our guarantee that we've got a result clause. And then we're going to have a verb, most likely in the indicative, but sometimes in the infinitive as well.